ladies, you're live.
Good morning, everyone. Come on. It's taking its time today.
That's what Anita said. She was kind of having some issues. There we go. Not what I was looking for. It is taking its time. Come on. There it is.
Morning, Dad.
Morning, Ace.
And Emmy. And Ashley. Hey, Kenrick. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Morning, Dad. Morning, Nell.
Hi, Nell.
Hi, Lily. Nell, present and accounted for. Or Halverson, present and accounted for.
It's time for Today in Yuma with Jennifer Blackwell and Teresa Strong. You can listen to Today in Yuma weekdays.
Arcelia, good
Morning,
morning.
Arcelia. Hi, Tiffany.
Opinions expressed herein are not necessarily those of station management. Feel free to give Jennifer and Teresa a call at 782-4321. And now, Today in Yuma.
All right, we ready?
Welcome to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer Blackwell.
And I'm Teresa Straub.
We are here live on Z93, Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com for those of you who like to stream from our website. And you can also watch us now on Facebook Live, courtesy of FTS Automotive.
Yes, and if you do not currently follow us on Facebook Live, we encourage you to do so. It's just a way to get a behind the scenes of what goes on when Z93, Outlaw Country, and MonsterMediaHuman.com all go to commercial break. Jennifer and I stay live the entire hour. And if you are currently following us on Facebook Live, like Tiffany, Arcelia, Luli, Nell, and Chrissy. Chrissy's watching now. Good morning, Chrissy. We encourage you to hit that share button. We always have lots of important information to get out to the Yuma community, and I'm sure you have a friend or two that might benefit from the information we share.
That's right. And we want to remind you, we do have a giveaway going on right now on our website.
Yes,
that is
we do.
MonsterMediaHuman.com. Just click on the contest page. We are giving you the chance to win D-backs versus Astros tickets for May 4th. All you need to do is fill out the quick entry form. It's pretty much name, email, and phone number. That's all you have to do. And click submit. And the deadline is tomorrow night at 11:59:59. We're pretty specific there.
Yep, that's right. And you know what? They're on their way to number 8.
They won 7 series, and they beat the Phillies last night, who I think are leading the NL East.
Oh, are they?
I believe that is indeed the case.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, it was pretty close there. We had a possibility of a rain delay, which didn't. It was really brief. I think they're used to that there.
But it did rain the entire time. Although when it started to come down on, I think it was the 5th inning, it was really, really hard, and it continued to rain throughout the whole time, but our D-backs did an awesome job. It was weird to see the stands, because they're in Philadelphia, to see the stands empty. Like, there was maybe 20 people there.
And it's still pretty chilly there because they have an extra month or so of winter, which is not the case here.
But they did have a few fans, and they were very vocal. It was quite entertaining to watch.
It was indeed a good game.
It was.
If you would like to catch tonight's game, D-backs versus the Phillies on Outlaw Country, game, it's actually an afternoon game, 4:05 p.m. And tomorrow will be a morning game, and we will join it in progress. The actual game time is 10:05, so we'll be off air by then.
Yes.
But you're going to miss part of the pregame.
Yeah. But we'll be off right in time for the actual game to start.
That's right, or pretty close thereafter, because we'll have to plug something back in. Just the technology involved with radio.
Okay, pitch number 2.
Well, no, it'll still be at the beginning.
It'll still be.
We'll try and be first pitch really fast. All right, now we also have another contest going on right now. We have tickets for you to see Ultimate Stones tribute to Rolling Stones at Kokopah this Friday. It is a 21 and over event. So to enter, all you need to do is text the keyword WIN, WIN, to 928-343-0993. Tickets are valued at $30 for the pair, and you will win two tickets. We'll pick one winner at random, after noon today. Noon will be the deadline, so text as often as you like. Please text responsibly, and remember, standard text rates do apply.
That's right.
All right, coming up on the show today, Sarah Wisdom will be here with Wisdom Wednesday from the Yuma County Library District, and she has a bunch of things on her list today. We also have Melanie from Avanti Skin Centers of Yuma. Not sure what Melanie's topic will be, but it's always educational and enlightening, too.
It definitely is.
And then it's Wednesday, so our WTF gal Anita will be popping in to share the winner of our Bare Naked Soap Co. prize and her positivity for the day.
I loved your teaser on Facebook this morning. I don't know if Anita's gotten to see it yet. She was teasing that Anita's daily dose of positivity was going to be there, and she had a picture of the positive side of a battery.
A positive post for the day.
Exactly.
That's what it said.
Exactly.
Well, we have quite a bit of information to share this morning. We are going to start, you know what, we need some happiness right off the bat. So let's talk about our amazing Teacher of the Year award recipients from last night, because one of them was watching a few minutes ago.
Yep.
We want to congratulate the 2018 Yuma County Teacher of the Year, Jamie McGalliard from Gila Ridge High School.
Congratulations.
And the 2018 High School Teacher of the Year, Tricia Ellsworth, also from Gila Ridge High School. This next one, I've known her for several years. She was my son's art teacher. The middle school junior high winner, Shelley Springborn from Woodard Junior High. Also for the special area special education winner, we have Kenrick Escalante from Desert Sonora Elementary. Kenrick, good morning and congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's who we saw watching. And the intermediate winner, LaDonna Crabb from, is it Valle del Encanto?
Yes, good job.
And first year Teacher of the Year, Monique Muro from Cibola High School.
Oh, congratulations to all of you. I know that, like you said, there is quite a process that they have to go through when it comes down to picking the Teacher of the Year. So congratulations to all of you. And thank you so much for all of your hard work when it comes to our children.
That's right. And we do have, tomorrow is a walkout, a statewide walkout that's been planned. And we have a list of the schools that are going to be closed and some that will be open. We'll make sure to actually include that information. But we have a few different guests coming on the show tomorrow. Okay. It will be Miss Yuma County, Cassidy LeGros is coming on.
Yes.
And then we have some educational.
Yeah, we have some educators coming on. Yes, we
have some educators and parents and district individuals.
Yes.
Not exactly sure who all will be here. There is going to be a march down 4th Avenue, and it's going to be starting about 8:30. I believe they're asking those who want to do the Red for Ed walk with them to meet at the Southgate Mall, and that's on the south end of 4th Avenue.
Can we still call it a mall?
We can. That's the name.
The area.
The Southgate area.
Sears.
Yeah.
That's pretty much
we have Burlington. And
we have 3 things over there now. 4 maybe.
Well, meet there at 7:30, and the walk will start at 8:30, and it will end near Taco Bell. There's a dirt lot on the north end, and it's not the north end of 4th Avenue, but it's right at north.
It's right at Center Point.
Exactly, just before 16th Street and 4th Avenue. That's where the walk will be headed, and they're encouraging educators, parents, supporters, everyone in the community to come on out and walk with them. So again, that is taking place tomorrow. Now, school closures that will be in effect. I know open schools will be Desert View schools. They have elementary, middle school, and high school. Their schools will be open. They are a charter location. And Yuma Union High School District, we did receive this information yesterday before we went off air. All of the high schools in the high school district are closed Thursday and Friday, but they are going to allow students to participate in extracurricular activities that are scheduled during the walkout only if the appropriate coach, advisor, or board-approved certificate employee of the high school district are available and supervising the activity or event, because we have some playoffs coming up.
We have state playoffs going on this weekend, and I believe they said all of those games will continue as scheduled.
And an important note, because this was of concern to many people, graduation will be held as scheduled. The district will not withhold diplomas. And campuses and district services, again, we are just talking about the high school district right now. That includes mail, food service, and warehouse delivery will be closed during a work stoppage. Then we move on to Yuma Elementary School District 1. All those schools are closed Thursday and Friday also, but they are keeping the cafeterias open for breakfast and lunch.
Yep.
Breakfast will be 8:30 to 9 a.m. and lunch is 11:30 to 12:30. For the Crane District, only Ronald Reagan School will be closed Thursday and Friday. All of the other Crane schools are open.
And I did read that if you are a student at Ronald Reagan and you are worried about lunches or breakfast, you can go to HL Super Prep, I believe.
HLS is providing lunch at their location. Gadsden Elementary will be closed Thursday and Friday, but they are also providing lunches. That was, again, a big concern to a lot of people
Definitely.
because, during the school year, that's where many of our children get their meals. And lunch will be served from 11 to noon and breakfast from 8 to 9 a.m. Again, this is at Gadsden. And again, I mentioned at the beginning, Desert View schools will remain open.
It's a lot of information to take in, and it seems that all the school districts are kind of doing their own thing. So definitely, I know that even my child is in elementary school District 1, and we even got a notice again yesterday reminding parents that they will be closed, but there will be breakfast and lunch provided, and I'm assuming we'll probably get it again today. So they're just trying to help you make the proper arrangements for your children. Don't forget, if you have a child that is currently attending Big Red Barn, and their sibling is affected by this walkout, they are accepting the siblings of their current students for free, but you need to contact them today so they can make sure they have everything in line for that.
All right, and I've received several photos this morning. I believe people are walking outside with signs outside Salida del Sol. I'm not sure where that one is located at.
I'm not sure either.
Is it Avenue C? By 8th Street?
I think it's Avenue C.
I drove past that school this morning. If I'm not mistaken,
it was
right
later.
Okay, because I drove past there this morning just around like 7:45, and I didn't see anybody out there at that time. But I did see the teachers out at Pecan Grove School, and I know Ellisburn had their teachers out there as well. They have been doing these walk-ins before they are required to check in for the day for their classes. They usually go from about 7:45 till about 8:10. That way they can check in by 8:15. So they are still continuing.
And Amber says Avenue C next to Rancho Viejo.
Yeah, okay.
Because I know there are a couple all in a row there. I'm not down that way very often. I lived down there years ago, but I didn't have kids, so I didn't pay attention, I guess.
And they're still continuing these in hopes to try and get something resolved before tomorrow. Unfortunately, we haven't heard anything yet, so everything they're still going to go as planned with most of the schools participating in the
That's right. If anything else does change, we will let you know, both on the radio and on social media.
Definitely.
And someone had asked me, could you compile a list? So that's what I shared last night, but I also updated our website this morning, and it's on my news page at monstermediayuma.com. if you are curious. Now, there was another situation that took place yesterday, and in the event you did miss the information I shared about, we just want to warn, individuals in our community, and if it's another opportunity to sit down with your children and have that talk about safety. About 4:10 yesterday afternoon, a 10-year-old boy was walking home from school in the 2600 block of South 34th Avenue. He was contacted by two male subjects in an older black van. They told the juvenile that his parents asked them to pick him up and take him home. The juvenile refused to enter the van and left the area on foot. He has described the subjects as males wearing black ski masks who spoke English. He said there was no further description on the subjects, and the vehicle is described as a black older van with no windows, unknown make, model, and license plate. Now, there was no physical contact between the male subjects and the boy, and no injuries were reported. The victim said that he did not know the subjects, and the case is under investigation. So if anyone might have any information about this, please contact the Yuma Police Department. If you're not comfortable calling the regular non-emergency line, you can call 78 Crime and remain anonymous.
Most definitely.
But again, it's an opportunity to sit down and have that safety talk with our kids. I think sometimes we get complacent, but it's something that needs to be addressed on a frequent basis in this day and age, unfortunately.
As soon as I saw it yesterday, that was the first question I started. I started asking Eli all these questions, and thankfully he had the right answers. But you have to, and like you said, we get so comfortable. I know at my school I feel my child is safe, but we forget, sometimes, and to see this happen, it's definitely an eye-opener. My son's 8, not much younger than this little boy, so it's like, it really is an eye-opener, and we need to remind our kids, stranger danger, and even sometimes, unfortunately, there's cases where it could be somebody that they know, but, you just have to have the proper things in line so that your children know what to do when situations arise.
That's right. And anytime a situation arose when I wasn't able to pick my son up or we needed to change the normal routine, I would go through the office. And, I would not text him at school. I think in junior high it's when he had his first phone, but I would not text him at school. We'd still go through the proper channels, but I would always ask, okay, please verify that he has indeed received the message.
Exactly.
Because I don't want him walking or expecting someone who's not going to be arriving.
And you work in town, so he went to Woodard, but you live further out, so it would be and he would walk to grandma's, right?
Yeah, he would walk over to his grandmother's.
So that's a couple of blocks away, so it's still kind of scary. I have that trouble.
Communicate, so very important. Definitely. All right, it's Today in Yuma on Z93, Outlaw Country, Monster Media, Yuma.com, and the FTS Automotive Facebook live feed. We are going to take a break and then come back with Sarah Wisdom for Wisdom Wednesday. The show is brought to you by Classic Accounting. With 30 years of experience and knowledge to benefit you, you can trust Classic Accounting with your business payroll and monthly bookkeeping needs. Call them today at 343-1040.
And Sprague Sports. Check out the Sprague's difference. Buy, sell, trade, or consign firearms with free expert appraisals. Sprague's offers local price matching and a lifetime warranty. You can find them on 32nd Street next to Lowe's.
If your air conditioner has to work harder due to a clogged filter, it may lead to premature wearing down of different components. Don't forget to regularly swap your air filters. Quick Refrigeration can help also with Free Filter Friday. Visit getcoolquick.com for details.
And Yuma's Best Advocate Pest and Wildlife Specialists. They are locally owned and have been providing pest control services in the Yuma area for over 20 years. Right now, they have a flash sale going on for spring flea and tick treatments. Normally a $125 value, but right now you can take advantage of it for just $50. And it covers interior, exterior, and full yard. You can give them a call at 928-343-9149 for details. This is a limited time offer.
We'll be back with Sarah Wisdom after this on Today in Yuma. Spring tick and flea or spring flea and tick?
No, I don't know. Who cares? I said it right today. I've been saying. I've been saying flick.
Oh, flick.
T.
T and flick.
I've been putting
rats.
putting them
Scraps.
together.
Yeah.
And so that's why I emphasized it when I said it today, because I'm like, I didn't mess it up today. No, it was funny when we were talking to Eli about it, because Eli knows not only would we advise the office, but we also let a teacher friend of ours know too, because he's advised if one of us is not there to go to her classroom.
Oh, okay.
And I told him, and when you get older and you go to Woodard, I said, you'll be going to Nana's house. And he was like, how am I going to get into Nana's house?
So he's thinking ahead.
He's thinking ahead. And I go, well, you're going to have your own key. And he was like, what? My own key to Nana's house? Like, what? He was all excited. But,
grown up.
yeah, we were talking, because I read it and I was like, oh no.
It's cool having family that close, though.
Yes. And and then he was like, well, what about Uncle Mikey's house? Because my brother lives in that area. My grandma lives in that area. So it's like, you pick where you want to go. Well, when you still have a few years to get there, then you can decide where he is.
I need to know where I need to put my boxes, Mom. Whose house am I taking my boxes to?
I'm ready to throw that box away. Last night, I went to go give him a kiss, and he has box shreds all over the floor. Then he rode his scooter yesterday. He rode his bike yesterday. And then with that ginormous box, and he had moved his little table that he does his homework on so that he could put his stuff on there that he was doing with the box. I went to walk in there. I go, Kevin, how the heck are we supposed to get, if something happens, how is he supposed to get out? I don't even know how he got to his bed. So I start pulling everything out. I'm like, he is cleaning this room tomorrow. I said, he's not going to want to, but we're going to pull that box out. It's already been cut up.
How big is it?
What was in it?
It was a pool ladder, so it was.
It's taller than him.
Yeah, it was probably like
it's square,
4.5,
okay.
like 4.5 feet.
It's taller than him, and
it takes up his whole room. I'm like, oh my God, that thing is going away tomorrow. Like,
We've had our fun.
I told Anita yesterday it had been like 4 or 5 different things, and now I'm sure he was messing with it yesterday. So add a couple more to that. And I'm like, yeah, he's gotten his use out of it.
Right.
But I went in there to give him a kiss. I'm like, how the heck did he get on his bed?
I put a kitchen trash can in Jason's room because he has like the little ones, and he keeps filling them up with protein. So it's across the room, so it has a regular trash bag in it, and he likes it because then he can check the protein and makes a game out of it. I go, that's why I got you the basketball trash can a few years ago, but apparently that's
He didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that still has to be dumped. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not taking your trash out.
Eli's little one fills up too. I'm like, he's gonna need a full one. But I'm like, with all the stuff in there, there's not one that will fit.
Morning, Chris, David, Amy. Hi, Skylar.
All right, we ready? Are we ready?
Yep. Welcome back to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Teresa.
And I'm Sarah for Wisdom Wednesday.
That's right, Sarah Wisdom is here from the Yuma County Library, and I love Wednesdays because you have so many things coming up, and I know you guys are probably getting ready for summer reading.
Oh yes, Library Con and summer reading. It's
Oh,
all
my
kind
goodness.
of going on, and we're gonna hop from one to the other. So yes, we're very busy over there.
Well, today we're going to be talking about college readiness.
Yes, which we've kind of talked a little bit about before. This is part of our Thinking Money exhibit, which is still on display at the main library. You can see it through May 5th, so you've got about another week and a half if you haven't seen it yet. And along with this exhibit, we've been offering all kinds of finance workshops, and we have had one about scholarships and financial aid. This one is more geared towards budgeting your way to college. So along with hopefully all that financial aid you're going to get, it's just some basic information about saving, looking ahead, really skills that you can carry on right through adulthood. We all have to learn how to budget, unless we're independently wealthy, which most of us aren't, darn it.
Unfortunately. But
Yeah, so it's a really important skill, and this workshop is happening tomorrow, the 26th, at the main library at 4 p.m. All ages are welcome. It's geared probably more towards teens, families, teachers, because we really are focusing on sort of that college readiness, how to set a budget, wherever you're at right now, maybe you're a high schooler or junior high. Learning how to budget your money, and those skills are going to take you through to your college years.
And help them understand not to jump on all those free credit cards that they have on
Right,
campus.
just for a t-shirt.
Just for
Right,
a t-shirt.
No, bad idea. Yes, very true. So again, that is happening tomorrow at 4 p.m. at the main library. Tweens, teens, families, educators, all are welcome. It's information. I always feel like you can always learn something.
Definitely.
So there's great tips, great information available.
all right, now celebrate the Day of the Child.
Yes, this is happening at our Somerton Library on Saturday the 28th. It kicks off at 10 a.m. And they always host a really fun day for families to celebrate Dia del Niño, the Day of the Child. And what's really fun about the Somerton Library is the location is right next to a park in Somerton where there's a fishing pond.
Aww.
And so the library collaborates with Arizona Fish and Game and the City of Somerton Parks and Rec Department to offer this fantastic event. There's no charge to attend. Kids of all ages and their families can come and they can fish, they can play games, there's raffles and prizes. They really go all out for Dia del Niño. So Saturday starting at 10 o'clock, take your family down to the Somerton Library and you will have a great time. There's something for everyone.
That's at 240 Canal Street.
That's right. We were kind of talking about the location before, I think, where you follow Highway 95
that's
down
right,
into
yep.
Somerton and you turn right on Somerton Avenue and then it's a left on Canal Street.
Perfect.
All right, now this next one, because I find genealogy fascinating. A lot of people do. With all the technology out there,
It's a lot more accessible now.
It
It's not quite as laborious, or maybe laborious in a different way. But yeah, one of the topics I just find so interesting, I not thought of it before, was What if you're adopted? What if you have adoptive parents, adoptive family, and you want to do research on your biological family? How do you even get started? And what if you don't have a lot to go on? So this Saturday, the 28th, the Genealogical Society of Yuma is going to be talking about adoptions and family research. They'll be speaking from 10:30 to approximately noon at the main library, and they are going to talk specifically about techniques for uncovering biological family connections in history and contemporary records, taking advantage definitely of those digital resources that are available now, and teaching you how to learn more.
Well, let's talk about the genealogy resources themselves that are available at the libraries.
Right. We have a library version of Ancestry.com, which is probably the one people are most familiar with. What we do is we subscribe to the service and then allow our library card holders to use it at no charge. So that's a terrific resource. For people from our area, if you haven't been to the archives in the Heritage Library, that is a tremendous resource, and I encourage and invite you to visit. It's open to the public. It's open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays at the Heritage Library. It's downstairs in the basement where the children's department used to be when that was the main library. But it is a community resource. It's open to anybody who wants to come in and take a look. Lori Boone is our special collections librarian. She would be thrilled to give you a tour and show you the information and the photos that we have. It's really a hidden gem.
Now, through the availability or accessibility that the library provides for the research that's Ancestry, does that have to be done through library computers, or can it be done through the library's website?
I believe to use the Ancestry.com and some of those other subscription services, you do need to go through the library's website.
Okay.
It's kind of that portal
Right.
and you get in and you put in your library card. To use the archives, the materials have to be looked at on site, but there are copy services available. So if you find some information or a photo that you'd like a copy of, that's definitely possible.
Well, I mean, technology has come so far. I don't even remember what I was looking for initially. I think it was my grandparents' grandparents, and
I think you were looking up something just pretty random, and then you're like, hey, wait a minute, my aunt found this, and then it kind of spiraled, and she went down this rabbit hole.
That's what happened.
Yeah. It's so easy, but some of the grave lookup websites that are out there there's a lot of photos attached, and I came across these things regarding, it was my grandpa's family on my mom's side that I didn't even know existed.
Right.
We have a wealth of information on my dad's side because some of the aunts and great-great-aunts have done tremendous genealogical research. But on my mom's side, it was a little sketchy. I have the documentation that my mom had, but they didn't have access to everything as easily as we do now.
Right.
I was finding World War I photos of like great-great-great-uncles and stuff. That was so cool. So save as. My dad's like, where'd you find that and that and that? I'm like, I got ways.
And then when you have it digitally, how much easier too is it to share
Yes.
it? You know, you put everything on a flash drive and hand them out to your family. It's just wonderful. Whereas I think right now in our family we have this terrific some stories and some family trees, but right now they're just in print, and one of my uncles is working to digitize everything, and his hope is to be able to give everybody a copy so nobody fights over grandma's pictures or, I want this.
That's what happened with the book on my dad's side because it's a hardbound book, and I think they were about $100 each.
Oh.
And I ended up with a copy because I had such an appreciation for that. And my mom and I were fighting over the one copy we had.
Right,
So
right.
somehow I got my own copy, but I appreciate it, and I want to be able to continue to share those stories with my family.
Absolutely.
All right, well, this and so much more taking place at the various branches of the library, whether it's college readiness, Dia del Nino, or genealogy and adoption. You guys have so many different wonderful programs, and like we said, summer reading coming up.
Yes, right around the corner.
All right, Sarah Wisdom is our guest today. It's time to take our Lotus Day Spa and Salon selfie out in the courtyard. Then we'll come back with Melanie from Avanti Skin Centers of Yuma. Here on Today in Yuma on Z93, Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com. The show is brought to you by Classic Accounting. They have 30 years of experience and knowledge, and you can trust Classic Accounting with your business, payroll, and monthly bookkeeping needs. Call 343-1040.
And Spike Sports, their Smith & Wesson Spring Fever sale is going on now. Plus, all the guns come with a lifetime warranty and a free indoor range pass. You can find them at Spikes.com or on 32nd Street next to Lowe's.
Did your air conditioning system go out at midnight or perhaps on one of those triple-digit days in Yuma? No worries. Quick Refrigeration provides 24-hour emergency service. Call Quick Refrigeration at 782-3691.
And Advocate Pest and Wildlife Specialist, it's getting a little warm out there. That means all those creepy crawlers are coming out. And Advocate Pest and Wildlife Specialists are licensed with the Arizona Game and Fish Department for safe, humane wildlife relocation. So give them a call today at 928-343-9149. Like them on Facebook, Instagram, or follow them on Snapchat.
We'll be back with Melanie on Today in Yuma after the break.
Cindy, our internet might be a little bad today, so that's probably why the sound quality isn't there.
I'll mess with the microphone.
Because we even have an external microphone for you guys. Smile.
See if that helps. Thanks, Amy.
All right, we shall see you later. All right.
Bye.
Hey guys, I was just on the phone with the border nursing, and so I had some really exciting news.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and she said, well, you're not recording. Are you
Yes, we're
recording?
live.
She goes, oh, do you ever want to do a baby little phone? She goes,
I'm not gonna lie. We've had to do a couple of those for some spots that are not here in town.
They're out of market.
They're out of market, so we don't have
good
to.
money? No, I'm just kidding.
So the audio's overlapping like a radio on in the background.
Maybe try
Restarting your
yeah.
feed.
Because I know Jen was having,
Thank you,
or
Amy.
Anita was having some issues.
Boy, was I late this morning.
You're good.
Breathe.
It's been a whirlwind, as always. I'm trying to figure in my mind, like in 2 minutes, what I'm going to talk about. There's like 3 or 4 things, but you guys always prompt me really well. So
So what are the topics?
Kybella, Pronox, and my trip to San Francisco with Rojani Audio. That's what I call it. And yeah, that'll be enough because I get to talking about one thing and that's about 2 hours. You guys have to like.
No, we'll keep you on task.
Where was your trip to?
San Francisco with the AIAM, and if I can remember that on there, American Institute of Aesthetic Medicine. Did I talk to you guys after I was at the board the last time?
No, I don't think so.
You said next time you come, you would have information about it.
All right.
Well, the next ones were good, so we won't talk
Yes,
about
Cindy, try restarting. Larry says his audio is fine. Maybe that'll fix it. Sometimes it just gets hung up a little bit.
Oh, I was listening to you guys on the DNA. I did my DNA.
Did you?
Ancestry DNA. I was sure I had some African American because I have little hair, but I'm Irish, Scottish, English, and Scandinavian.
I think a
I
lot
can
of
see the
people. I think
Scandinavian.
a lot of people are
Mostly Irish.
shocked when they get their DNA back. They're like, "Oh my goodness!" I
Well,
had
my
no
mother was
idea."
redhead, green eyed. I mean, Mary Catherine. I mean, that's. My dad was a little iffy, but he was English. So.
Wow.
They were right.
All right, we ready?
Yep. Welcome back to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Teresa.
We also have Melanie from Avanti Skin Centers of Yuma with us today and a laundry list of things to talk about because they're important.
Yes, always a laundry list. In fact, I don't know what to talk about. There's so many things happening. But thanks, guys. I really don't know.
Well,
I'll let you take the lead.
Larry says, all right, my blonde-haired sister. Melanie was just talking that she had the DNA done.
I did, and it was really interesting. I came back 37% Irish and Scottish, and then the rest was English and Scandinavian.
Wow.
Right. Great Britain, Scandinavian. Yeah.
Any real surprises in there?
Yeah. I mean, I was, because, you know, it's like they say, my mother always said, you're Irish and pit bull, so I don't know. So, there you go.
And leave it to moms.
Yeah.
Mine just said she found me under a rock.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
I really need to do my DNA testing to figure that
It's
part
fun.
out.
You know, I did it on actually, Sam got it for me, my son, on Black Friday. It was half off, and I had said, you know, I kind of want to do that and just see, and he did it. So I told them, now you're not only Chirish, because I said they were Chinese and Irish. Now you're Chirish English. So, I gotta come up with a name of that one.
All right. Well, Sam is going to be graduating from Yuma Catholic High School.
He is salutatorian.
Congratulations.
Very proud
saw
of him.
that.
I saw that.
Yeah, I'm very proud of him. He's going to be going to Point Loma in computer sciences in San Diego.
Fantastic.
Point Loma Nazarene, yes, great school. Elena went there, and she's a nurse now. And Caleb is still in Colorado School of Mines for engineering.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, great kids.
Last time you were here, there was going to be an upcoming meeting about nursing, and I don't think we've had you back in since then.
No, because it's been really busy. We had a state board meeting I'm on the aesthetics. There is a new board on the board of nursing for aesthetics in nursing, and like I said, in the last 5-10 years, it's just really exploded, where everybody wants to get into aesthetics, and our guidelines are based on hospital settings, mother-baby settings, clinic settings, and so we're on a task force now to move it into a licensed medical clinic facility, and so that one basically was a big shock to the board in itself, and it ended up being deferred into another task force to get more information and then present it to the board again.
Okay.
To Joey Whitinghouse. I just got off there's a few things we're going to talk about, but people are asking me what I'm doing now, which I'm always learning, always doing other things and improving my techniques. One of the things I've really had, I was really hesitant to do, and I'm doing more and a lot of now that I like, is the Kybella. It was at first, there wasn't that much information on it, and I was the first one in Yuma trained on it, didn't do it, sat on my shelf, and then I finally talked to a couple of injecting practitioners that I really respect, and they were using it all over the place. Of course not where it's FDA approved. So, but Kybella is a dioxycholic acid, and it's used for submental fat, or fat underneath the chin. And I get a couple of people in different types. 3 different types. I get genetics, girls with small chin, and guys, and just kind of like the double chin look. And then I get men. Men tend to gravitate weight underneath their jaw a lot. And so the genetic, and then just women that have that as well. So what I do is I do a consult, as always, to see if you're a good candidate. Sometimes I find that people have really strong platysma bands, and so what they look in the pictures and they feel like this is a double chin and things are pulling down, which if you look, which in fact is these muscles that are pulling their jaws down.
This is where Facebook Live comes in handy for the visual.
I know, it's
aspect.
visual, and that's why I don't want to do pictures. But anyway, so a lot of times I can just Botox, Dysport, whatever you want to use, and it retracts that up, and it makes a nice, what they call a Nephrodite's neck, and it pulls everything back with no bad effects or anything like that. And then they have this pulls up, everything pulls up. I always kind of augment everything with some PDO threads to just kind of make it last a little bit longer.
Okay. Now for the Kybella, is that an injectable? How is it
Kybella
administered?
is an injectable. Again, it's already in a pre-mixed syringe. It is an acid in a sense that it's a dioxylic acid, and when we inject it, when you first do it, they give you grids to put on, and it's quite advanced. You have to know your measurements. You go, there's certain no-go zones, and you go sternocleidomastoid, submental process, that kind of stuff. So once you get the medical anatomy down, and nowadays people are pretty much doing it by eye when they've done it enough times. I actually had extremely good results. And to know if you have submental fat versus skin. So if you're just having, like I feel, skin and just a loose skin, that's not a candidate for Kybella, because that just needs to be retracted in a different way. But
You need something for the acid to actually attack.
It's a different type of fat. You have two different types of fat down here. So a lot of times I do a test where I have them put their tongue to the roof of the mouth, and they push down, and I can feel a certain type of fat. It's a thicker, and that's a perfect candidate. And now we used to just go in a certain region. Now we're feathering out towards this is your sternocleidomastoid. We're able to feather it out with no problems like that, and you get a nice retracted, and it's permanent. It's permanent. Once it's gone, it's gone.
When do you start to see results from that?
Okay, well, the one thing is when we first do it, you're going to swell, and you're going to have what we call the bullfrog look, because that's what it's going in there and doing its work. They used to say take Benadryl, put eye. Now they're saying let it swell. That's what we want it to do. Let it do its thing. And it depends on how much you have. I mean, it can go anywhere from 2 to 3 treatments. I did some girls. I do 2, and guys definitely. I pretty much do 3 on guys. They just have thicker, more out here, more spreading outwards, and the results have been good. We did Casey's husband, and he got a lot of flack. He's a cowboy, and they're like, teasing him. We put him on Facebook, and he's been taking it like around, taking one for the team. But great results. The complaints that I've had is at first there's a little bit of numbness, tingling, and it's warm. You can feel heat on it. And other than that, after about the 4 to 6 week period before we retreat, that's all gone, and you can see a huge improvement. So if you go on to Avanti Skin Center on my Facebook, you can see befores and afters on the
You've been doing so well with your Facebook page. I love it because and you can tell you've been trying because
I try, but I'm tired.
You have you've done a lot. We were able to see you doing injections and things like that, and it gives you kind of an idea of what you're in for when you go.
I try not to do too many graphic pictures because people are afraid of needles.
Yeah.
Once they're in there and they're relaxed, it's not quite so bad. But it is, I try to, I follow a lot of doctors and a lot of Instagram people, and they're just going to town and blood's going in, and you're like, oh, good Lord, clean that up. So, and that brings me to my next thing about being very nervous and afraid. Mm-hmm. And I always said, if you really like needles, there's something wrong with you. It's just not a normal thing. It's like, well, I guess some people really love spiders and tarantulas, but I'm not one of them. But anyway, so sometimes people pre-medicate, and it's recommended. Mm-hmm. It's totally normal just to get the sympathetic response down, which is your heart rate, sweating, clamming. They're more nervous about the anticipation than the actual procedure when I go in. And I use distractors, and I use ice, and I sing to them, and I put radio on and everything. But the main thing is there is a new product or a new machine called Pronox. And DJ Shooter has from day one been after me to use this. And it is, I think I mentioned it before, it's nitrous oxide. But 55% nitrous oxide and oxygen is anesthesia. Mm-hmm. But 50% nitrous oxide and oxygen is analgesic. So it's only a 5% difference. The benefit is they don't have to take medication and they don't have to drive.
Yes, that's a concern.
It wears off very fast. Once they inhale it and they have it, they relax. You can do your procedure. They're much more open to. Well, they're very open to it. You can do whatever. Hey, everybody's laughing gas for a reason. And but once they can self do it, and then once it's done, and you do your procedure. It wears off within 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
The only side effect that I know of really is sometimes people get a headache with it, which makes sense because the nitrogen going into the brain and the oxygen. But for the most part, people, everybody's doing it. So my thing is at the last board, there was the requirements were being that you had an LIP on board, which is a licensed practitioner, nurse practitioner, doctor. They're having another meeting, however, with the Board of Radiology and the Board of Anesthesia and the Board of Nursing to see in a medical, aesthetic medical clinic that we can provide that. We just don't have standards for it. It's for mother-baby standards, and we need it out of the OB into the medical spa.
All right. Well, I love that you're so knowledgeable about a bunch of different things. I mean, you have to be in your industry, but you stay on top of it. And
I'm a nerd. I tell everybody says I'm a nerd about anything. If I go, if it's medical and research, I research and study. I want to know the what, ifs, ands, where's, what's about
if
it.
you're just tuning in, our guest today is Melanie from Avanti Skin Centers of Yuma. And Melanie, you're a surgical nurse.
I am a trauma ICU nurse.
Okay.
I own half of a surgical practice. Yes.
Okay. Well, you took a recent trip to San Francisco. With
I'm going on the
going
5th.
to with Dr. Rajani.
Dr. Anil Rajani, yeah, my hero there. I've been to, this will be my 5th, but I had a couple of private in Portland. He's out of Portland. He's all over the world, very renowned. I tried to get on a class through the AIAM, the American Institute of Aesthetic Medicine, and he booked out in 30 minutes.
Oh my
I
goodness.
literally saw it on my phone. And I went, oh, I'll do that. And then I talked to him, and he goes, just stay tuned to it. And the girl actually called me from the institute and said they had to open it up because it was so, and you know,
In
Rajani,
demand.
yeah, and Rajani wants you to go. So I said, okay. So I'm going, and it's going to be something that I'm already doing, cannula sculptura, which is a collagen stimulator. It is different than a filler.
Mm-hmm.
It's great for lift. It's great for people that have been out in the sun a lot, rejuvenation, that don't just need fillers but need a lot of structure. Great on the high cheek, great on the jawline, great on the temples. Wonderful product, lasts 2 to 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Well, they quit doing the study after 2.5 years because people didn't want to
Come anymore.
yeah, we're done. And it still was there. So that's about a 2 to 3 treatment to get where you want, depending. Women are usually about 2. So anyway, we're going to be doing that. Cannula sculptura, advanced PDO threads. You saw my little PDO threads. Those were smooth. We have twists. Now there's a barbed 4 where I actually have the thread and I can pull and then I snip and it goes in, and it's amazing. Doesn't hurt because this is the difference between a PDO with, I know you don't like the, a PDO has a needle on it with a thread. The barbed 4 is a cannula, which is a flat, blunt object. So it doesn't, and they kind of float around. They don't puncture anything. So they're beautiful that way, in the sense that I can just glide it in and then have more control that way and a lot more comfort.
It's not the needles. It's pulling anytime different things are involved.
Well,
Like,
I tell you, I see some of those docs and they're sitting there like dental. I'm like, oh no. It's not like that. It's a very safe, very studied, and it's just it's when you find a good PDO person, it's I don't know what you would call it, not an injector, but a practitioner. It's great. It's great adjunctive to therapy and to Botox. I really love it.
I ran into someone that you had performed that on just the other day.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well,
She's
in about 4 weeks.
She's very happy with. No, I don't think she just had it done.
Oh, good.
But yeah, she has had it done in the past because she said she watches when you're on the show.
Oh, very nice. Thank you. Yeah, I get a lot of positive feedback. I love that, and love interaction when patients ask questions about it. So I do. Oh, did I tell you about the web? We do have a website. You bought Avanti.
Last time you said it's done.
Oh,
It's
yay,
ready.
it's ready.
AvantiYuma.com.
Did not know how important that was.
Very
Did not
important.
know.
Very, very important.
Yeah, I get it.
AvantiYuma.com.
AvantiYuma.com, and I've been getting people from other places. And like I told you, injections from California, from Scottsdale area, from
Seeking you out,
Vegas.
huh?
Yeah, it's amazing what social network will do and what they see and the befores and
That's
afters.
true. And the visuals are so important.
Yeah.
It is, and I do love to do befores and afters, and I do like people to send me a pic later because after all the swelling and everything. Yuma's a small town, so when people share it, I always have to get, because of HIPAA, I have to get their permission. And some people from out of town, I don't know anybody in Yuma, go ahead. And then other people don't really mind, or I'll block certain areas of their face. So yeah, everybody goes, you're not going to post that. And I say, no, it has to be totally your permission to do
to
that.
authorize.
But befores and afters are huge.
All right, very good. All right, well, we always love having you here, Melanie.
Thank you.
All right, it's time to take a selfie with Melanie out in the courtyard. We're going to be back with our WTF gal, Anita. She's going to share our Bare Naked Soap Co winner today. We'll be back on Today in Yuma on Z93, Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com, and the FTS Automotive Facebook Live feed after the break.
You look pretty. Why are you guys wearing flowers?
I know,
didn't
get
get
the
the
memo. That's what we keep joking and saying, oh, you got the flower memo.
I didn't get the
It's
memo.
the springy wanting to not to be summer.
Well, I was trying to get with my allergies and my
Right.
Take it in.
It's a terrible spot for
I was like,
allergies.
is that mine? Come on.
No, that's my
I
tea.
can get my star buddy. And we can do the high pose. Boy, don't worry.
Up high with the arms.
I was like, you guys have a reason for that. And it's a lovely way there.
Smile. Yes, there is a selfie angle.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. Yes, and I love your all your guys' clothes. I don't see you. Oh, what's that? She's so sweet. I said she's rocking the pink look. I'm gonna do that.
Hi. Is she coming over?
It's WTF time.
You have your name, Anita? Yes.
I do. I do.
These are the kind of marathon handoffs I like.
Right.
Take a whole lot of running.
I don't know what that was.
Talking code.
That's like Kevin trying to talk in code when I don't understand. I'm like, what are you talking about?
You're like, we have to know the code first.
You know, there is English. They made words. It's called English. Just speak.
You have to know the code
People
first.
talk in emoji, okay?
Yeah, what does the world come to?
Right after Melanie said that Sam had gotten her gift certificate, Melissa messaged me, and Ancestry DNA has a special for $59. I think she saw the
Leah did
notification
it.
today.
Leah did it.
That's
I don't know
hilarious.
the results of it because she lost her password to how to get in. Like, I'm sure all you need to do is.
It's reset.
Yeah, but I'll have to do it for her.
What's up with you and mothers and stepmothers and passwords?
They are of a different generation.
Yes, they are. And we're accepting of all.
Yes.
Exactly. I like that you said that.
They are of a different generation.
I know, because my mom always says the in front of Google.
The Google, the YouTube.
Lisa
Yeah,
does,
the
and she's not
Google.
much older than me.
I
The
thought she did
Google,
it to be funny.
that's just what she calls it.
I do now, because my kids
and
made fun of my
stores.
mom,
She's
so
saying
I
with
say it.
certain stores, too.
The Dairy Queen or the Walmart?
That's the Walmart, the Sprouts.
Bob says on Bob and Sherry.
It's just something that she does. I don't know.
But see, sometimes too, if it's just one location in that town, you would be going to the Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen, yeah.
I'm like, but in which one?
I could see that.
Or you could just say Dairy Queen.
When my cousin was
Or the ice cream factory.
When my cousin was in town a few weeks ago, it's like, well, we can meet here, and I go, which one? Even which one in the foothills, because there's a couple out there.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, if it's this restaurant, we have 7 of them. So
Right.
30 seconds.
When we were walking in La Jolla, Tim saw Cold Stone. He goes, why didn't we see that last night? We didn't walk this way last
I
night.
always have to take a minute when I say Cold Stone and Stone Cold Steve Austin, because they're flipped. And they tell a story because the kids had the cutout of Cold Stone. No,
Stone Cold Steve
there you go.
Austin.
They had a big cutout, life size, and like he had his arms crossed, and it was in the corner of their room. Well, we had an alarm break in.
out?
We had an alarm break in one day. So the police said, "We're on the way to a house. What are you driving?" Suburban. So they go in and they come out, and it was a male and a female, and he went first, and you could hear him say freeze in there, right? And then you could hear her say freeze. He said put your hands up. And then they came out and they said, we almost shot through your wall because he wasn't putting his hands up.
Oh my god.
We got rid of that.
Yeah, I would too.
Welcome back to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Teresa.
And I'm Anita, your WTF gal.
All right, Anita is with us today, and she is going to share her daily dose of positivity and a winner of the Bare Naked Soap Go gift certificate / gift card. I don't know which it is.
Gift card.
Okay, there you go.
Well, I don't know if I'm kicking a hornet's nest right now, so forgive me if I am. But have you guys been watching the news media about the SCS social credit system that China's trying to institute by 2020?
No.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
No.
It's a shaming tactic that they're looking at trying to institute amongst their populace. And they're using social media as a means to achieve that
Oh wow.
shaming kind of approach. And at the moment I start looking at this and researching it, there's a really good article, Wired, by, it's a Wired out of the UK, has a good article about this this process that China's looking at, and they actually started instituting it back in 2014.
You know what? I think I saw something about this morning,
this
and they're like they have like a score.
Yes.
It says big data meets big brother as China moves to rate its citizens.
Yes.
Is that what? Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
So it's one of those. I saw that, and I was shocked and alarmed.
They rate how valuable you are as a citizen. Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So I was shocked, and I'm like, wow, is that really where we're coming to as a world, as a society? And every culture is different, and I believe that we should embrace different cultures. There's purpose to everything, but it made me think about my children and how I'm raising them. And a story I read to them when they were little that really touched me, and I talked to Terry about it a little bit a few months ago. An author, Max Lucado, is a Christian author, and he does children's books and philosophy for children, but also adult pathfinding, ways that we can be the best version of ourselves and moving forward. So I thought of this book as I read this article about this SCS through China, and I wanted to bring it to us today because the book is called "You Are Special." YAS. Yes. Everyone has a purpose, and no matter whether you believe in a Christian God or whatever God that you believe in, you are created for a purpose. And in the story it talks about the Wemmicks, and we could identify with the Wemmicks. It's just like you or myself in our in our social environments or in our communities. And in that book, they have a social structure, and the Wemmicks rate each other. You either get a star if you are beautiful, or you can dance, or you can sing, or you have some attributes that are going to make the world a better place. They're going to be rated by your peers, and they're going to give you stars. But if you're clumsy, or maybe not so pretty, or your paint's chipping off, you're going to get a round
A
sticker.
negative mark.
Yeah, a round
negative
sticker.
mark.
You're going to get a dot.
Susie said it sounds like an episode of Black Mirror.
If you read this article, they akin
Okay.
to Black Mirror as well. Anyway, you'll get a dot. And this story has been around for a long time. And like I said, I read it to my children when they were little. But the one thing that I found very inspiring in this story was there's a young lady, her name is Lucia in the story, and she has no dots. She has no stars. And anytime someone comes to put one on her in her community, they fall off. Well, what makes Lucia different? And why is it that she has no stars or dots? And Lucia shares with Punchinello, who is the main character of the story, that she goes to visit the creator every day. And as she develops this relationship with the creator, she realizes that the creator makes no mistakes, and that her life, her purpose was to be that example for others. So I highly recommend, I'll post the story, a YouTube story that kind of goes through this. I highly recommend you guys look at that, read it. I read it to my children. I think that we all have to figure out what our purposes are. We're all going to be different. There's so many challenges in our world today that divide us. I think we are becoming even more polarized today than we have been in years past. How do we change that? And I think it's our mindsets. First,
and look at it in just our daily lives here. We all have different purposes. We all have different things that we contribute. That's what makes us an awesome team.
Exactly.
You know, that's what makes.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. And that we find common threads within our lives that really weave us together. Even though we're so diverse and different, we have those common threads. I think that's true of everyone, even the most outrageous individual. There's some way we can find a common thread with those individuals and try to understand it from their perspective. People don't just react to react. Something has happened in their life to push them on the path that they're on, or a choice that they made 10 years ago could be affecting what they're doing today. And they're not seeing it as that's what's happening. So maybe you're the person that's going to be the sounding board that resonates through them, saying, you have value. That happened, learn from it, change who you are for the better, and making the world a better place.
That's right. Well, you can find Anita's WTF Dose of Positivity at monstermediayuma.com. There you can also enter to win a gift card from Bare Naked Soap Co. Like this week's winner.
Yes, this week's winner is Margaret Valenzuela.
Congratulations, Margaret.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much again. Go check out Anita's page, and we have so many other great things on the website. And we do appreciate you bringing such a light to our lives every day, Anita.
Thank you.
All right, a couple birthdays before the show is over today. These are the Firehouse Subs birthday shout-outs. A very happy birthday to longtime friend Jeff Harris.
Yay!
And Gannon Sullivan from Southwest Lumber is celebrating a birthday today.
Happy birthday.
We hope you all have great days. And if you have a birthday coming up or you would like to share one with us, go to monstermediayuma.com, click on the Today in Yuma tab, and look for the Firehouse Celebration logo there in the middle. It's a brief little entry form, and get that submitted. We will pick one winner each week from all the birthday entries, and they will win a medium sub, chips, drink, and dessert from Firehouse Subs. And their foundation saves lives through donation grants. When you buy subs, you help save lives.
Don't forget, don't be afraid. I had a couple that were putting their own names in there. We want to see your birthdays. That puts your name in the hat for the drawing that we have every Monday morning.
That's right. And coming up on tomorrow's show, Cassidy LeGros, Miss Yuma County, and we're going to have some area educators and supporting parents for the Red for Ed movement, because we are going to experience a walkout tomorrow, and in some cases Friday too, for local schools. It's Today in Yuma on Z93, Outlaw Country, monstermediayuma.com. Coming up next, it's the Bob and Sherry Show on Z93 and AP News on Outlaw Country, then your favorite classic country music. KCYK Yuma and KLJZ Yuma.
Bye, ladies.
Bye. Thank you, Janice.
Bye.
And
Bye,
Anita,
Naders.
and all of you.
Bye.